Hello fellow bushcrafters. Apologies for this style of conclusion, however the footage I got outdoors just didn't work. So I've had a chance to use the Anglo Arms Kalahari on a couple of trips now, as well as testing it out for the footage that you've seen. To briefly summarise, I would say that the Anglo Arms Kalahari is good looking, well put together, however performs like the cheap machete that it is. Before I explain why I feel this way, if you haven't already, please like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Cheers. I'm not going to tear straight into it with the negatives. First, I want to talk about the positives. The main positive for me is definitely the good looks of the Anglo Arms Kalahari. With its curved blade, the black and grey micarta scales, I think it's a really handsome looking blade. I was really impressed by how well it was put together. Initially handling it, it had no rough spots, the blade was well polished, clean, reasonably sharp, the scales were flush, nothing was sticking out, very well put together. That is also true for the sheath, not so much as a loose thread. Talking of the sheath, I really liked the neoprene feel lining so that the blade doesn't get scuffed, and overall, though basic, I think the sheath is really good, especially at this price point. Now, unfortunately, time for the negatives, of which there are quite a few. Using this blade, I would say the main negative is the balance. The tip is so much heavier than the handle. When chopping, when just carrying it around, it feels like it's dragging down, it feels like it wants to fly away from your hand. I really dislike the balance of this blade. The balance is especially bad when trying to do smaller tasks. It feels clumsy. You can really feel the heft, and it just gets in the way with the long blade, how thick it is, how wide it is. It's really unpleasant to try and do any finer tasks with this particular tool. The next major negative I want to talk about is the shock transmitted from the blade to the handle. Not to get too technical, but it is actually beneficial for the design of a knife or for a sword or for any kind of metal implement with a handle designed for striking, for the steel in the handle to be slightly softer than the steel in the blade. I will link down below in the description a very interesting video about sword making, but it does apply to knife making. To summarize that video, when making a longer bladed product, you would want the handle to be softer so that it absorbs shock and it overall makes the tool stronger. This is relevant to the Anglo Arms Kalahari because I feel that it is uniformly hard from the tip to the butt of the handle. What this means in use is that it is extremely unforgiving when chopping or when hacking if you are unfortunate enough to hit a branch that's too thick to cut cleanly through. The combination of the balance issue and the shock issue means that using the Anglo Arms Kalahari for prolonged periods of time will result in an aching wrist and an aching hand. So gloves are definitely recommended to help ease the shock and to help grip the blade firmly when swinging. Also, definitely worth considering if you aren't very good at sharpening, this is not the product for you. The Anglo Arms Kalahari has quite poor edge retention, and it is also extremely difficult to sharpen because of the complex grind and shape of the blade. One point of redemption for the Anglo Arms Kalahari, although this is probably true of all machetes, I did find it very enjoyable when hacking and slashing through vegetation, small branches, stuff like that. I can certainly see why this is a popular design in places like jungles, swamps, anywhere that the vegetation is very dense. The length of the blade, the curvature, it can easily hook onto and slash through material. I definitely wouldn't recommend this tool for bushcraft, survival. However, for casual camping, clearing the garden, or if you like me think that it's quite good looking, you might want to hang it up on the wall as a decoration. Why not? So for certain things, for certain users, they might find that it is okay. However, as I've said, for prolonged use and for serious enthusiasts, this is definitely not the tool for you. I wish this could have been a positive review. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Please do like, subscribe, and if you have any recommendations for budget machetes, please do comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep enjoying nature.